Hello again. Today I'm going to talk about the next part of my journey from Fort William in Scotland down to Northern Ireland, Belfast. Stayed in a marina called Bangor, just outside of Belfast. And then down to Dublin, where we stayed in two marinas. Hout Marina, north of Dublin, and Dunlongere. Don't know if I pronounced that right, but that was south of Longere at least. And finally down to Kilmore, in the southeast of Ireland. It's a very nice place. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Hello! Last time I told you about how I sailed from, let's see here, Tjörn. Ängelviken, my home port in Sweden. And from there we sailed to past Denmark, Norway, and all the way up here to Scotland, down to Inverness in Scotland. So from here to here took 4 days, and then we went through the Caledonian Canal down here, through the Loch Ness and Loch Lochy to Fort William, that is located there. From there we went all the way down this way inside that island down to here. That's about 90 nautical miles down there, and then we turned down to, let's see here, Belfast, yes. We stayed there in Bangor Marina and took the train into Belfast. From Bangor we continued down to, let's see here, Dublin, where we stayed north of Dublin in Hout Marina first for a couple of days. And then we went down to Dunlongere, what is now it's called. It's located there. From there we sailed down to Kilmore, that is down here. There is Kilmore, the southeast of Ireland. So this program is about how we sailed from there, and down to Belfast, Dublin and Kilmore. The way from Fort William and down here, all the way down here, it looks very nice, but there are some massive tidal forces here. You know, currents up to 5 knots from either direction. So it was actually easier to let the autopilot steer the boat and to do it myself, because I wasn't quick enough. But the autopilot did an awesome job all the way. But it's not like sailing in Sweden. We don't have a tidal and a tide here, so this was fun. Very fun. The biggest problem was when we rounded here, because the boat didn't want to go like it wanted to go up on the cliffs. So we had to go out, down and that way to avoid the cliffs because of the current. And down here somewhere we had like almost 5 knots against us, so we practically stood still for 6 hours or something until the current went the other way, and then we did like 10 knots instead. Right before we came into Inverness, we saw some strange writings on the chart, and I've never seen them before. Obviously, now I know. It's very hard currents and streams everywhere, so there is a bridge here. When we passed under the bridge, the boat actually went like this, 90 degrees from side to side, because of the high currents in the water, tidal current. I have never seen that before. It was an awakening, I can tell you that. Our first stop in Ireland, Northern Ireland, was Bangor Marina, just outside of Belfast. It's a very nice place, but it looked like they have a lot of abandoned boats. They look like they've been in the water for like a decade or something. Nice boats, but no one took care of them. But they had some nice restaurants in this city, and they had a very nice park to take a stroll in. Then we took a train into Belfast, and they had nice shopping malls and a lot of pubs. Everywhere you turned, a new pub. In every corner, on every street, there was a pub. I liked Belfast. I probably will go there again, I think. I was happy to see this ship in the harbor. She is called Leader, and she sailed for the Swedish Cruising Association when I was a kid. I haven't seen her in over 30 years, so it was really nice to see that she was still sailing. Then we left Bangor, heading for Dublin, and of course we saw a lot of dolphins on the way. They are everywhere here. We stayed in a very nice place called Howth Marina, from where we took the train into Dublin to check out the sights. We tried to get a guided tour on Guinness, but they didn't like us because it was fully booked everywhere we tried to get in. And we tried a couple of places in Dublin. So we found this place instead, Rowe and Company, and they made whiskey. And they had a lot of it there, so we took a tour and tried some whiskey. They had some fine whiskey here and a guide that knew everything there is to know about whiskey. On the way home we took a couple of beers and found this men's room that was the nicest I have seen in a long time. After this we spent a couple of days in Dunlonghere before we started our journey south again. Started with very nice weather, and we thought we were going to England, but the weather got worse and worse, and in the middle of the night we had like 20 knots of wind and rain. So we decided to go into Kilmore instead. The waters outside of Kilmore is quite hard to navigate. It's very shallow water and hard tidal currents. So we have to sail around a couple of islands and go in from southwest instead. And on our way into the port inlet, we had 4 knots of side current, so we almost missed it. On the sides there are only 3 feet of water or something like that, so I was very happy to get into the harbor and find a spot for the night. And it was very nice to wake up the next morning to sunshine in a safe harbor instead of rain and hard winds out on the ocean. We stayed in Kilmore for a couple of days was a very nice place. And for the first time on this journey, I saw something that looked like palm trees. Probably isn't, but it looked like a palm tree at least. And they had some old buildings that were nice to look at, and of course a nice pub. But as you can see here, there are very big difference between high and low water here, so that's why there were so hard currents. And I saw something that looked like a fortress in a distance, but when I came there, it was just a part of a farmhouse. There was nothing to see there. And then it was time to hit the oceans again. That's all for today. Next time I'm going to talk about how we sailed from Ireland past the southern tip of England over to Brest in France, where we took a new weather forecast, and then how we crossed the Bay of Biscay down to Corona in Spain. But that will be next time. Take care. Bye.